jeez, something happened there.
Whoa, I've just caught Jordan doing it as well, so that's fine. Right, let's rock and roll. Apologies everyone. Welcome to Contest of Speed. Tier 1, round 14, we're on Mexico, and it's on a different channel due to technical difficulties. And alongside me this evening I have got Perry, who is going to be his last stream, I believe, with us.
Yeah, it's good to be back one final time. Special circumstances, and yeah, a little technical difficulties, but at least we're live somewhere. So it is it's cool to be back for one last time, and we've had an interesting wet qualifying so far for Tier 1.
Yep, those technical difficulties will be sorted, so we're going to post this. Once this is done, we're going to post it back on the main Contest of Speed YouTube channel, so it will be there somewhere. We have caught a couple of drivers being a little bit naughty and straight lining the S section. I know it's a bit wet out there, but you know, shouldn't be doing that because that's not the rules. Come on. So yeah, we got 14 drivers this evening. Whether everyone else has got an invite, I don't know. I've not been able to have contact with the European Tier 1 guys, which is unfortunate because we've had to step in.
Yeah, I think we've got most of them. But yeah, so far Calzo did a lap near the end of the session as I think Nolan comes across the line. Yeah, he's going to beat that with a 124.617. So it is pretty close given the wet conditions, light rain throughout. I don't really know what we're talking about in terms of what the race will be. No. So we could have a dry race.
Yeah, time should be getting quicker towards the end of the session, because the rain that we've seen so far has been relatively the same, so there could be a drier line, as you can see they're developing, so hopefully there'll be a couple of quicker times towards the end. But as you said, Perry, we don't know what's going to happen because we don't know what the weather is. That's the beauty of dynamic weather.
We're going to have probably about another 20 seconds or so for drivers to get across the line.
Yep.
As looking down at the track, we've got Fruitful on the lap right now. And he's going to be coming to the finish line. He was P1 for most of the session. Then Calzo put in a late lap as well as Nolan just a moment ago.
So it's going to be interesting to see if these guys have done... Oh, as the Mercedes just gets out of the way there. Whether these guys have done a wet setup or they're all on dry setups. As you can see on the right hand side of your screen, we've got a new feature this evening, the full track minimap. So that will give us a better idea of who's crashed where, if it happens.
Yeah, there's also Calzo completes, getting around, having a very solid lap. Fruitful goes P1, which I think Fruitful has, either feels really comfortable. He's been turning really quick laps ahead of pretty much everybody else in the field in the light rain. So Fruitful definitely feeling really comfortable. As Calzo gets bent out of shape, he's just going to touch the wall. That's going to ruin his lap and will put him at P3 at the moment. Following, but right behind him, Montana's coming in to finish the lap into the stadium section, and he's had a pretty good clean lap.
It's pretty much the same. He's equaling, so it's going to be close. So it's going to be Montana and then Carsbury behind, who has been improving, shall we say, actually, in this Tier 1 group. I would say he's one of the bigger improvers, as Montana marginally goes quicker. Speak of the devil, Carsbury's just gone deep, so I've just put the commentator's curse on him already. I apologise. And that is pretty much...
Raikkonen improves 500ths as well, but not enough to move any up. He's P7. So yeah, that's going to be a really good starting position for Fruitful. Obviously, you know, he's got a lot of new names and tough competition. He's been,
Yep.
you know, probably one of the oldest drivers now left in this Tier 1. But he put together quite a good quality in the wet, and we'll see how he does. It's not necessarily a good thing to be in P1 going down to the Turn 1 of Mexico.
You're gonna get mobbed, aren't you? That's what's gonna happen. So we've got Fruitful on pole by quite a distance. Then Nolan, Calzo, Montana, Carsby, Yoss, Raikkonen, Jordan, Zach, Hugh Golf, who is, I believe, is making his debut this evening. Javi, Big Slayer, Jordan, Ginger Ninja, and that is it. That's all we've got at the moment.
As going through the chat, we did have Matrix coming through with a prediction of 2 safety cars and a virtual safety car.
A man that has done his research, and we were part of that, weren't we?
Yeah, if you haven't noticed, there's a new update, and they have tweaked the safety car, and it does come out quite a bit more often. So back when, you know, you'd rarely see maybe 1 safety car, even if you have like 6 or 7 incidents and retirements on track. Yeah. Usually when we get a retirement on track anywhere, that's probably going to bring out at least a virtual safety car, depending on where it is. So that could definitely throw strategy out the window, as it is dry for the race.
And it is dry. Ooh. So I would suggest people were on dry setups then. Possibly.
Yeah, I kind of got the sense of that watching a few guys go through the S section, just as loose as they were.
So 7 or 8 of you have managed to find yourselves here. Well done, congratulations. It's in the depths of YouTube. Oh, what a surprise. It's always the newer drivers that always seem to do it.
Yeah.
Got to be reading the rules.
It took a while. I mean, you had plenty of... I think all these guys have plenty of time to set their setup up, and who knows, we might see some rain later half like we had Tier 2.
So let's go on board and look at the tyre strategies. All very varied and mixed actually, which is good to see. So we have Fruitful.
We do have...
Oh, we've got loads. Yeah. So Fruitful, Montana, Yost, Jordan, Javi, Big Slayer and Ginger Ninja all on the softs. Then everyone else other than Carsbury are on the mediums, and then Carsbury's on the hards. So, and in 5th place. I mean, I didn't race last night. How did tyres feel? I'm going to go to you on this one.
I would say, you know, tyres were... It was one of those things where if there was rain late, you know, you wanted to be on the mediums. That's how it played out, was the medium tires, even though I think Vermeer started 8th and Real Our Life ended up winning, and he started on hards, so... I mean, it depends. If you have decent pace on the hards, I think the toughest thing is getting through the first 5 or 6 laps, but I think if you can get them properly up the temperature by lap 7 or 8, they are pretty much the same as mediums once you get past lap 8, so... And then, obviously, they stay on longer, so you can probably do about, I think, at the most, maybe 20 laps or so from this first stint. So maybe there is some late rain, and Carlsberg is going to try to keep it out. I expect a lot of the medium runners, though, should have a little advantage once we get to the midway point of the race.
Yeah, there's people starting the mediums, I feel, have a broader range of strategies they can go down depending on their race scenario. So, yeah,
it'll be interesting to see if Nolan, Calzo, these guys can keep within Fruitful. If he gets a good start. If he can break DRS early, that could be a huge advantage for him, and he could try to pull away, create a gap. As we're ready to go, getting the lights.
5 lights.
And ready to go. 5 lights.
Oh, and the glitch.
And the glitch.
And away they go for tier 1, Mexico.
Nolan got a slow start off the line. Calzo jumps right past him. Nolan's going to be about halfway down the order.
Oh, he's down into 8th already.
They're stacking up through the middle as Fruitful had a clean start. Oh, this will be a difficult turn 1.
Demolition derby.
Wide.
Oh, 4 wide through turn. That's going to end in tears. Carsbury's round.
And Carsbury's around. No grip on those hards.
Yeah, not a surprise. Oh.
Raikkonen runs wide, but he keeps it on track and stays P6.
There's Montana.
He's attacking Zach.
Yeah, Montana's defending from Jordan.
But a good start from Fruitful, and an even better one for Calzo, who's up to P2. That outside line worked really well, and Nolan either had the glitch or he just had a really terrible start, but he's back in P8.
It just looked like he just bogged down on the start, to be fair to him. So he's got a bit of ground to make up, but fortunately I don't think anyone has got too much wing damage, as Montana's gone down the inside of Calzo. That is an interesting place to make a pass.
Yeah, so far so good, fairly clean first lap.
Yep, I was a bit worried when we saw yellow flag sector 1, first corner, because as we know that could probably bring up the VSC after our little experiment this afternoon.
I think we've also got most of our wings through the field. Carlsberry, looking back at him, he didn't lose anything, so for the most part I think everybody's pretty clean. As Montana and Jordan now through Calzo on the medium tire, so they'll try and reel in Fruitful, who had a short chance to maybe break away a little bit, but now I think Montana, depending on what his setup is dry pace wise, we know he's quick from Abu Dhabi last week, so he could reel in a teammate.
Top 4, oh, there's a top 4 developing to break out. Let's try that again. Developing to break out, and that is Jos, but Jos seems to just brought it back a bit in this middle sector. Important not to fall outside the window just yet, as it's going to be a long race for you.
Yeah, another thing to think about is penalties. I see quite a few, especially the medium runners early. They're going to have a difficult time with the dirty air mid-pack to keep it within the S's. So as Jordan goes fastest and sitting in P3, and don't have DRS yet, we'll have it next lap, but it'll give a chance for Montana and Jordan to pull ahead of Fruitful here, who will be, come lap 4 will be sitting duck up there. Calzo, I think, is doing a pretty good job of keeping a gap between him and Yost.
When Ginger Ninja tries to go around the outside, squeezes across, hops across the corner, can't really tell, bad camera angle, but we'll work with it. Jordan's still there. It could be 3 wide as we go down into turn 4.
Oh my goodness. Too early for this.
And the sandwich. That was always going to happen.
For the Red Bull.
Nolan
Javi makes it through.
Yeah,
Ninja rather.
Yeah, Nolan's got past Raikkonen. I don't know if that was a multi 2-1 down at Williams, but I think potentially that is the case, as Nolan looks to try and catch up with Zach in front of him.
Javi's going to be on the attack as well, and Raikkonen.
Yeah.
But Raikkonen should have that DRS. Let's look back up to the front now. Catch the top 3 as they head down the front straight.
I'm expecting some kind of move. Yeah, Fruitful's in 0 ERS, but he's had to bump it up quickly to overtake
he's going to come to... Jordan might even get him through turn 1. He goes around the outside, goes a bit deep, but yeah, makes it stick beautifully. He's in P2 and now...
Oh, Calzo's had contact with Jos, sorry Perry, and he spun round turn 2. There he is, sitting on the grass, waiting for everyone else to go past. That's going to be frustrating.
Yeah, that's a tough spot. We didn't get a chance to see the onboard, but I think luckily he should be alright in terms of front wing. I'm assuming maybe someone might have sent it in a little bit too hard and made contact with one of his rear wheels. Also, RC Hugolf has decided to pit and throw on the hard tires. I think He must have had some wing damage from that incident a lot before.
They can go to the end probably as well, so he may not have to pit again. Whether it's going to be particularly an optimum strategy, probably not, but we'll have to keep an eye on his progress.
And he'll have a chance as well, I think, if we see a virtual safety car to get a pit stop and get back onto strategy. As now it'll be Fruitful's turn with the DRS.
Yep. Well, actually, no. Jordan's going to go for the lead here.
He should have it. He's not even
running
DRS down.
He's not running with ERS either.
But he will take the lead up into P1 past Montana. I think Fruitful might stay tucked behind the Ferrari, but we'll find out.
Surprising,
Fruitful
actually.
gets a better run out of the first section of corners, and Fruitful will stay behind Montana. Yost just outside of that DRS range, so he didn't have the benefit.
Yeah, just tactically very weird from both of them, actually. They've kind of cost themselves there from being possibly 1-2, they're now 2-3, and it's Fruitful gone from first to third as well, which hasn't helped. So, and Jordan seems to be pulling away as well. So we've clearly got a top four. Nolan's sitting in P5. He's trying to catch these guys down. It's not going to quite cross over yet, but we're going to be nearly there to that point in time when it happens. So he'll be waiting to pounce and then pumping in those hot laps.
Yeah, Jordan, I think, he's been able to break DRS for Montana. He had a terrific second sector and third sector. Is now Fruitful gonna fly right by his teammate, and
Yost
as well is gonna peek around the outside. He might have a chance to get Montana as Raikkonen gets by Zach in the background.
It's down into turn one. So DRS.
Yost will stay behind Montana. Probably that's kind of a smarter move. I think Yost might have had an opportunity to peek to one direction, but I think he's going to wait and try it again in another lap. It seems to me like almost Jordan has been able to keep his tires under temperature because he's really pulling out the gap.
I would say the Ferraris are unsettled by what's just happened in the last couple of laps. Both of them, actually. Just a little bit unsettled by what's gone on. Sort of thrown themselves out of their rhythm. So they need to get their heads down, regain composure. And think about what's going to happen as Montana comes in early. So that'll be probably...
Montana might have had wing damage, but I don't know what it was from.
I don't know what it's from either.
Nope. He's fine with wing damage. That is a really early pit stop though.
That's very early. He's going to fall behind, using the map, he's going to fall behind Carsbury and Calzo as well. So we'll just settle down for a minute. We're waiting for the rest of the soft runners to pit. We reckon it's going to be, what, 3 laps, we reckon?
Yeah, by lap 10 you'd think would probably be the latest for the soft runners in the first stint. If you can stretch it that far, but it does give the opportunity for Montana to undercut Jordan.
Yep.
You have to look midway pack though. Once the soft guys pit, look at the medium runners. I mean, Nolan's only just under 2 seconds away from Yost in P3, and he's on the medium. So really, even though Nolan lost so many starts at the spots at the start, he will be sitting very pretty. The soft guys pit.
So these guys in P4, 5 and 6 are Nolan, Raikkonen and Zach, looking pretty good at the moment, I reckon.
Fruitful is in.
So Fruitful's, well, we'll have to wait and see on the mini-map to see where he's going to come out. He's hoping he's going to come out in front of Montana, but we reckon it's going to be Montana that's going to definitely leapfrog him. Fruitful comes out of the pits. Only just.
Montana will get him.
Yeah, just only just though. So kind of spread out. Zach's still stuck behind Raikkonen. This is the battle for P4.
Carlsberry and Big Slater battling.
Oh.
Carlsberry and Calzo.
Calzo, yep, just saw that. Calzo down the inside. That's how you do an overtake at turn 4. A little bit better than what we've seen so far.
When we talk about the undercut at this track, it is pretty powerful, but these guys who are coming out on mediums now, Gordon and Yost, I mean, they're going to have some traffic to deal with Calzo, Carlsberry, Big Slater. So it could give the opportunity for Nolan to, again, get the mediums out of the way, jump on softs, and just continue to check in fast laps. How to stay out.
So Javi's in. The front two stay out, and this is where we're going to start probably seeing Nolan closing a little bit quicker to the leaders. Let's have a quick look. We've got Zach still stuck behind Raikkonen. He's probably getting a little bit frustrated now.
It's not a bad place to be. So early in the race, if you can stay within DRS and wait for that mistake ahead of you, maybe come in a lap early to get the pass off the track. Because the last thing you really want to do is just to continue to go back and forth. If you just sit in the driver's DRS and he's not losing, he's losing some time, but not terrible amounts of time to Nolan, and be able to save up your stuff for later in the race. Nolan's going to have DRS now. Yep,
he will do. So he's caught up 3/4 of a second in this lap alone. And they stay out again. Jordan's in.
Yep.
So that's going to be interesting as Montana picks up a penalty. That could be costly.
He's gone to the hards. Jordan's gone to the hards, so
that's
he's
the
going
one
to try to
stop.
make it, the rest of the race, but he's going to come out behind this pack of cars. This will be a good battle. He's going to come out right in front of him. Carlsberry, Montana. Carlsberry's got DRS. Montana peeks to the inside. He'll make the move into turn 1.
Yep.
Carlsberry being very cautious, 9-lap hard tires. Be respectful there, nothing fruitful goodbye.
So they've closed a second and a half roughly. So
Montana peeks to the inside of Jordan. Nope.
Fruitful looks like he was going to go follow him through. That would have been interesting. As Nolan is all over the back of Yost. This is for the lead. I'm going to hop on board with these guys for the time being. I know it's getting very close down in the midfield. But I think Yost is going to pit as Nolan picks up 3 seconds.
Yeah.
Stays out again.
Stays out again. So he's really going to force his softs. Going to lose quite a bit of time these 2 laps as the softs fall off. Everybody picking up 3 seconds. It seems to be going through the stadium section as well.
It's quite an easy track, isn't it? We've seen how many penalties people have been getting this week. It's quite an easy track to accumulate.
Yeah. Yep. It is, but I have the feeling that it's right on the outside of the exit of the stadium that people are doing it, and that's one of those where you're always really close to cutting it, and if you run a little bit too wide or if you're in dirty air, you can get dinged for the warning and the penalty. So I think that's where a lot of these guys are getting caught out at the moment.
Jordan goes around the outside of the Haas driver. Calzo, we've got a perfect helicopter view to see that.
That was a great move, especially for being on hard, so that just tells me that Jordan's going to be, even though most of the time you think the one-stop drivers might be too slow, once they get to the end of the race, if Jordan has this kind of pace on the hards right now, I mean, he could really make the one-stop work and take the victory away from some of the medium drivers, Nolan in particular. He also stays out again on soft, so he's just going to drive until they blow up, apparently.
That's just, I wouldn't be.
I almost think maybe try to go soft to medium, but I tried that and that doesn't come close to working. Yeah.
Yeah, Blades, we don't know what he's doing either. I don't know why. We don't know why he's staying out that long. It doesn't seem beneficial.
Fruitful goes by his teammate. Montana must have just had either a really bad exit because they both had DRS, maybe a team play.
Yeah,
Fruitful has 1 lap fresher mediums.
Yeah, exactly. We say Yoss, yeah, but Yoss isn't exactly a million miles away from Nolan. It sounds weird, but you expect him to be losing like nearly 2 seconds of that now. I think he's just had a really bad S section, though that's not helped. Surely it's got to be this time round. He locks up again. It's not the first time into that corner. Yost, please come in. Please come in.
Just don't want to see a puncture in our first stint.
Yeah. There we go. He's going to come in. We'll see in a minute what he goes on. And he picks up
speeding.
Maybe that was his tactic all along.
It's just.
Oh. Yeah, so I was going to say, Cowser, you might have to give that place back until you take it. Oh, and he touched with Cowser. And he's come in, so that's going to.
I think he was coming in, anyways, but it was really bad timing for Carlsberg to be there.
Yeah. Oh, and we're back to the usual battle. That is Zach on the back of Raikkonen. It's probably the closest he's been. Oh, he's still not close enough. Edging his way closer and closer. Nolan's now got a 5.7 second lead.
And that's very like Nolan, even though, he might have a mistake here or there, he got a very poor start, but he's, maybe even been better off is that he had clean air away from the soft runners at the start.
Yeah, Big Slater and Hugh Golf came into contact there. That's for 12th and 13th. Just trying to work out who's going to come out when they pit. Nolan's going to come out probably. He'll jump. He'll be ahead of Carlsbury, won't he? So he's going to come out behind Montana, I reckon. What's the pit stop time? 22 seconds.
Yeah.
I think so. 22 seconds.
At this point, Nolan's made such a quick first stint in the mediums that I think he could end up trying to do maybe the one stop and still having enough speed to finish it at the end.
And Yoss goes past Carlsbury. That's kind of expected on the fresh hard tyres. Ginger Ninja is closing to the back of Javi. Let's have a look at these two. That's pretty straightforward. So Ginger Ninja is probably going to go softs and then mediums to the end, potentially. That would be his strategy. And Javi will probably go for another medium stint, but we'll keep an eye on those two. As Nolan is in the pits.
Nolan's in, so.
What's it going to be?
I'd assume it'd be the hard tires this early. Still pretty early, and it is the hard tires, so I'd say it's probably a little bit too early to go double soft. So he'll try to take the one stop, and it'll be where he comes out. Jordan's the other one stop runner, so when wow, Jordan got way down on the bottom, almost got Nolan's.
Oh,
we have Montana. We'll get by Nolan.
Fruitful, yep, gets that position.
Fruitful got by the hard runner as well. So now, the thing is the two Ferraris now really have to push. Jordan's going to come back on Fruitful, peek around the outside, but not be able to make it work.
Your four drivers so close to each other, all on different strategies as well, apart from the two Ferraris. So Nolan's jumped Yost from there because he's a net P4. So Nolan's made up a position.
I
As
mean,
you,
I think he passed Yost on track, but he will also have fresher hards
yeah.
throughout the rest of the race. Interestingly enough, these VRT Raikkonen and Zach still out there on the mediums, so I would think that, you know, with Nolan being on hards, they would almost want to do the same strategy, but yeah, at
He's
this point, you
gaining,
should
he's
probably
gaining.
go
Oh,
double
he's going to go to
soft.
the outside. Didn't really make his mind up. He didn't know which way he wanted to go, and that kind of cost him there. See, he's got an okayish run out of turn 3. Would he gain enough? He probably won't, because Montana's got DRS in front of him. Oh, as Yoding tries to force it down the inside. These guys separated less than 2 seconds. Unbelievable. So I don't know about you, but I think Zach will try and undercut Raikkonen. Kind of has to, hasn't he? Surely he's been stuck behind him all race.
I think this is probably the lap you can come in for softs. Oh, Zach about lost it at the last turn. Big slide. Neither of them pit. See that? That's bizarre to me. I think even with the double soft stint now, they've waited too long, and I don't think they'll be able to run down this pack right here.
He's closing. He's closing. Both of them are. Here we go. Can we see 2 moves into turn 1? No, but we see. Oh, a little bit of contact. Gets out of position. It also forces Montana to go defensive as Nolan sticks it up the inside. Oh, he just about holds it. Oh, Fruitful's not happy about that. You can tell, weaving.
This is Yost as well.
Oh, Nolan trying to dive it down the inside.
Oh, he's done a perfect switchback though, and he'll have the positioning.
He won't know because, oh, I don't know, it's going to be close.
He had it for now.
Yeah,
someone's going to have to back out.
Someone's going to end in tears.
Montana had to run wide, and
I tell you what, Yost
no one gets through.
Yeah,
he forced his way through, but he did it.
Yost is caught on the back of these guys as well. It's getting a bit feisty out there, just a little bit.
But he did a terrific switchback, Nolan did, and he really didn't give Montana an option.
No.
Had just a good enough run out of the last turner to make it work around the outside.
Come on, Zach, surely this time. This is the closest he's been. Fill the lead, here we go. Oh, he stays behind him again.
Raikkonen, he was really on top of that turn 1. Zach gets a penalty. Fruitful, meanwhile, goes past Jordan.
Yeah, Montana's under pressure from Yost behind.
Yost locks up. And Montana another 3 seconds. Yost pushing him.
That is Hugo going past Slater for P12. We didn't catch it, but we did see the movement. So we're still playing this weighing game, see where the top 2 are going to pit. But they are losing a lot of time now.
Nolan's going to be right on the back of Jordan as well.
Yeah.
But he is really quick on the hard tires.
Will Zach get past Raikkonen this time round? I think he's a little bit further away. The DRS is dragging him in. And he's saving the RS behind, so he's not even going to go for it this time round.
Nolan's got him past before they even get to the DRS.
I don't know, he's fighting back though. It's not exactly running away. Yost goes past Montana. I'm waiting for Javi to get past Ginger Ninja. That has been a battle going on all race between those two. I think Ginger Ninja is losing the performance on those soft tyres. I don't think he'll quit tier 1, Ricky. I think Jordan will probably move down. I think he's quite happy to move down.
I don't understand how these guys are still out in the mediums.
No, I don't understand either.
I think the only thing might be is they're hoping to get a safety car.
I just don't understand. They go medium soft though. That's what they're doing, obviously. Zach's been in a great position to overtake him so many times this race, and he's just chosen not to.
Fruitful makes the move past, or Nolan makes the move past Fruitful. Get that mixed up. Now Jordan will be under attack on Fruitful.
Yep. Ghost and yep. Jordan gets that move done with DRS around down the inside, which was then the outside. That's for the last point, so a feisty battle halting up down there. We will skip back up to the battle for P3, the last podium place. Jordan picks up 3 seconds.
I wonder what the penalty, I haven't really checked the penalty situation, but I have the feeling that Fruitful might not have any, along with Nolan might have just 3 seconds. So,
Nolan's got 3, Zach's got 3 or 6. Jordan's just picked up at least one there, so that's 3.
Nolan goes fastest.
Yeah, Montana comes in.
16.9 on hards. Well, Montana's gonna go another stint of mediums.
So you have to say then, the person that's made this work so far is Nolan.
Yeah, he's been perfect on strategy for doing the one stop, plus his pace on the hard tire, you know.
Yep.
It's Nolan, although he does pick up another 3 seconds, so there's 6 seconds I think total for Nolan. Fruitful doesn't have any.
Jordan hangs it round the outside.
The thing is, Fruitful needs to come in on softs again, so he's really going to have to run down these guys and keep it penalty free to have any chance at trying to, fight for a podium spot. Although, I'm not sure, because I think Fruitful, even with another shot to go, is still in a better spot than Raikkonen and Zach on another, because they're only going to do one stop on softs. So,
well, Fruitful just picked up, I think, what we would believe is his first penalty, and he's just fallen out of the range of Nolan for DRS.
Here comes Yost.
Yellow flag sector 2, Big Slater. Thanks to the full track map, I could tell it's the second Haas there, and it was Slater.
Yeah, I must have lost. I don't know. I didn't catch most of it. Yeah, so
in the S's somewhere.
One thing though is that the new safety car out there, we haven't seen it at all. Mostly because Tier 1, especially after the type of week they had last week, where it seemed like everything was an incident in Abu Dhabi. It's been crystal clean today. Part of that is the nature of Mexico. It's, I think, pretty difficult to get in too much contact with the way DRS works.
Oh, I'm going to have to quickly just change something. Hang on, it's going to be a blue screen. I don't want to miss anything.
For another lap.
Montana picks up 3 seconds.
Oh! Yeah, jumping on board with him real quick. He was way off the track wide and did everything but spin it through the S's. Fruitful's in.
And as for mediums, so the two Ferrari boys, in terms of strategy, it's not looking too rosy.
I don't know. I don't think the strategy double mediums was going to work out.
I think because of how it developed in the first couple of laps, I think that's not helped them.
And now they've got to drive through the field, but
Mm.
only on mediums, not softs. That's going to be difficult.
I was about to say how well Carlsberry's doing on 22 lap old hards, but we've got these two ridiculous individuals still going around on medium tyres.
I actually did a practice, one of the practice actually, where I just kind of drove and see how long the mediums, and I think I got them in 22 laps. It came in lap 23 or 4, but they, I don't know if it's just how it usually works with them, but I mean they're pretty much, you know, on like 70% at least right now, but they don't seem to get a puncture, even when you get them really warm.
So it's Joost on the back of Yodin, and that's going to be pretty straightforward actually. Thank you for the camera angle, that was terrible. Got it off the track facing forward rather than the overtake, but yeah, Joost is through. Jordan's gone past Carlsberry. That's the battle of whose tyres are in the worst state possible. It looks like it's Carlsberry's.
Big Slater's in, so he might try the softs. Yeah, nope, it's on the mediums.
And Fruitful goes past Montana. That was instructed between those two.
It seems like Montana just did not have a lot of pace around here today.
Also on the flip side is, you think about where these two qualified. Did they have a did they go more wet strategy?
Here comes the two
Right.
medium guys.
And Zach is probably hoping that he can jump Raikkonen here. It's going to be a battle between the Toro Rosso and the Williams team.
Right next to each other.
Soft tyres. Oh, and he did.
Raikkonen's been
He
held.
did. He did as well, and that's what I thought would happen. Jumped him.
Oh, and they're going to come in the middle of all this traffic.
It's going to be good to watch. Here we go. They're going to come out with the likes of Montana, Fruitful, Raikkonen.
Jagos, Carlsberry,
Yeah.
Javi. And some of these guys still have to pit. Javi will probably pit again.
Yep.
Carlsberry hasn't pitted at all yet.
Yeah.
And then they'll have to, on top of that, run down these three, which are a clear 15 seconds ahead.
So concerning. I'll tell you what, I think Jordan's tyres are now in a worse state than Carlsberry's now. Oh, Zach Art picks up another penalty. Oh, I saw about 3 there in the space of a second. That's not great.
Yeah, the dirty air through the S's, again, you get a lot of penalties as well, so that probably has some cause to that.
Yeah.
Dirty air.
Oh, and I think Raikkonen sent it down the inside.
Oh, Zach sends it to Carlsberry
Whoa!
in the stadium and makes the move work.
So Raikkonen and Zach there pulling off 2 moves in 2 strange places, but you don't expect to pull off moves around here. And for the whole, fairly clean as well. So well done, lads. Good. You love to see it. I had to get out there once, at least once in a string. So Raikkonen also got past Carlsberry, so Carlsberry should probably be pitting this lap, I reckon, for the softs. That would be the my guess.
Zach picks up another 3 seconds. Holy cow!
Well, I reckon that's at least 12 for Zach now. I'm going to quickly go down to the guys down the bottom. Oh, I've just missed Fruitful and Carlsberry. Oh, well.
Fruitful around the outside. Wow, what a move in the S's as well. Carlsberry gave him plenty of space. I'm not really sure what Carlsberry's doing. Maybe.
Oh, Jordan sends it down the inside of Ginger Ninja. Sorry, Perry. He's forcing his way through, and he's. Oh, they're going side by side through the S's. Bit of a love tap. Oh, I don't know who's gonna. Yeah, that's a dodgy one.
Jago's got a penalty.
Yeah,
Yep.
you got a penalty for it. I wouldn't want to call that. Raikkonen has set the fastest lap. Carlsberry's finally in. We salute you. That is one hell of an effort.
Raikkonen flies by Zach with the DRS.
Yep. Let's hop back up there.
So now we'll see if Raikkonen can run down Jordan. He's 12 seconds up the road, but on dying hards. Raikkonen's got maybe about 7 laps or so on the soft tires to really make as many inroads as possible. Goes purple sector 1 once again.
So it's going to be interesting. I think Zach's going to do what he's done for the entirety of the race. Sit behind Raikkonen, and now Raikkonen to bring him to the podium and then probably stab in the back towards the end. It's not been a bad tactic from Zach at all. So those pit stops really spiced it up a bit for a moment. Now, for some people, it's all about the waiting game as more penalties come flying in.
Yeah, Raikkonen just put about 2 seconds down that lap on Jordan, so he should get there before the end of the race. My question is, can Raikkonen get by Jordan and maybe make a move at Yost? Although Yost seems to be slowly pulling away from Jordan as well, so.
Yep. Looking further down the field, Carlsby, Hugh Golf even, and Ginger Ninja all next to each other. Carlsby's just got to be patient, get the little switch back, get better drive out the corner, use those fresh tyres.
Javi and Jagos battling, same strategy. Oh, 3 wide.
Oh, I'll tell you what.
P11. Oh, that was clean.
That is
really
naughty, but I think Ginger Ninja needs a certain round of applause coming his way from his teammate, because that was superb defensive driving. Enabled Carlsby to get 2 places for the price of 1 and keep Hugh Golf behind him. Some say that wasn't sporting, but that is tactical genius right there.
So the gap from Raikkonen to Jordan, 8.6, so just a little bit under 2 seconds that lap.
So striking distance would probably be, well, we reckon 5 laps. We'll give it 5 laps. You'd be there.
I'd say, yeah, lap 32, 33.
Yep. The question is, would he have any life in the tyres left as Hugh Golf gets past Ginger Ninja for P20? Oh, maybe
Ginger
not.
Ninja dives it back down. He dove him back down into turn 1 without DRS, I'm assuming. Maybe with it. No, without DRS.
Oh, the weaving. The trademark tier 1 weave that we see from a lot of them.
Yeah, I don't think Hugh Golf was happy with that, and he shouldn't have been.
Oh, I don't think he would be either. Desperate lunge.
So it's just under 7 seconds. So Raikkonen slowly seems to be slowing down a little bit. I mean, he's not getting, over 2 seconds a lap, but maybe about 1.5 right now. And ironically enough, it's the Ferrari boys on the 2-stop who really, Ferrari and strategy, well, even for Tier 1 it seems to be about the same.
Montana's picked up another penalty. That's 12 for Montana. Oh, and Ginger
Ninja's retiring in the pits.
In the pits, yeah. I did think he would. Would it bring out a safety car?
No,
hopefully not. Hopefully not.
When the practice we did, it didn't, so...
Yeah. So Fruitful picks up 3 seconds. That's 6 seconds. So he's probably one of the better ones out there. I think it's the likes of Raikkonen and...
Yeah, I think Raikkonen... Yeah, it'll be close. I don't think Raikkonen has too many.
No, I
Maybe
think he's
3 or
only got. I
6.
think he's only got the 3. To be fair, I think I've only seen his name once. Carsbury, that's his like 3rd penalty in 3 laps. But we'll move on. He's a man on a mission. That's why. He's trying to catch the people in front.
It's crazy how long Ginger's ghost car lasts.
Yep. Yellow flag sector 1. That is still Ginger Ninja's car, just doing random stuff.
Yeah.
So we'll still sit with P4 and 5, as that seems to be the race-long battle. Zach picks up another 3 seconds. I'm not going to have a look at the penalties because it makes it a bit more entertaining when they cross the line in about 5 laps time. Just Javi hunting down Jordan.
So it's still 4 seconds, but I don't know. I almost think that maybe the softs don't last long enough here. You can't catch them, and if so, that'd be a little bit heartbreaking for Raikkonen to try and make the mediums last long enough to get on the softs, and then have the softs die on you.
Well,
it picks up 3 seconds.
It picks up 3 seconds. Well, I know Nolan's got a few. Yoss, I don't think has that many, and Jordan's got a few as well. So the podium places it's going to be, I reckon, between these top 5, but we don't know what order it's going to be. It's going to be fairly close, I feel. As we go back down to watch Javi try and get past Jordan. Goes to the outside, Jordan's going to brake late, Javi's going to switch it back. Yep, throws it down the inside. There was enough room to get through there. And he moves up a position on Jordan.
I think Fruitful and Montana could end up getting Zach with the number of penalties he has.
Fruitful will, Montana won't.
Montana has quite a few as well.
Yeah. So Fruitful possibly could still get a podium. We don't know.
I don't think a podium, maybe a top 5.
Yeah. 4th, I reckon, Fruitful will end up with. Alright, will Jordan respond? Has he got anything left in the tank?
How about the same amount of URS?
Yeah, he's not quite closing enough.
Carlsberry's not too far off as well.
No, the battle's actually helped Carlsberry. He's caught up by quite a bit. Raikkonen's still 2.6 seconds off, so it is closing, but I don't think it's going to be enough.
Zach's been sitting behind Raikkonen with DRS. He's saved his ERS to almost 100%.
Yeah, those two have been actually matching each other with ERS usage and how much they've got. Zach, surely he's got to think about it at some point. He can't sit behind him for ages unless he knows he's got less penalties than Raikkonen.
Well, I think he knows he has more, so he's probably...
Yeah.
I don't know. At that point, I mean, I don't know if you even try to make a move. Because you know you're going to finish behind somebody.
Yeah, Carlsbury got past, not Montana, Jordan. Jordan's fighting back though, here we go. Relatively straightforward. Oh, it looks like Carlsbury nearly hit the back of him. Pushing him through there.
Oh, Carlsberg without DRS makes the move back.
Yep.
Oh, this is really... dogfight.
Oh, he's
Carlsberry's
got
got
ready
a little bit
outside.
better tires. Oh, he makes it work though. He has the grip. Jacobs doesn't have the grip at this point. That was a beautiful move, especially without having DRS down the back straight, able to draft his way up. And Jacobs has wing damage, so I don't know if he just picked that up.
I didn't see it.
Maybe he said it. Yeah, that might explain a little bit. Only 2 more laps around.
Yeah, it's gone quick. It's been eventful. Not all 36 laps, but it's been eventful at times. We've seen aggressive overtakes, clean overtakes, overtakes in unusual places. I suppose this is why these guys are where they are in Tier 1.
Carlsberry and Javi now battling for P9.
Oh, Carlsberry goes around the
Carlsberry's
outside.
going to have him, yeah. Oh, he runs wide.
Off the track.
Raikkonen able to cut down maybe about 12 seconds, but didn't get close enough. Oh,
I was going to send it. Yeah.
Battle for ninth. Oh, sends it, but Carlsberry able to power his way past. Yeah. RC Hugolf now is caught up on the Javi's slowed all the way down. He's let him go through. That's bizarre.
That is very bizarre. Because he should have been still trying to fight it, like Hugolf is with Jordan. Hugolf goes around the outside.
Battle for P10 right now. RC Hugolf makes it look easy.
Yeah, we've not seen much of him today.
Oh, he runs wide there.
Oh, Tabby lost it in the background. And gives the barriers a good whack for good measure. And Hugo and Jordan side by side. Who's going to brake later? Oh, a little touch.
Meanwhile, up front, got a couple more turns for Nolan.
Indeed, we have. He comes through the last corner. And Nolan wins in Mexico. Congratulations. We'll wait on you to see where he's going to finish. Or he's going to finish behind.
He's got that 5-second speeding and a pits penalty, so.
P3. Raikkonen jumps up.
Raikkonen jumps him, so Raikkonen gets.
Zach stays where he is.
Double Williams podium.
Will Fruitful jump? Here's the question. He does. Don't think Montana will. No, Montana will stay there. Calzo on 23 lap old hards will come across and finish. He almost
got 7th from Montana.
Just shows you how much penalties Montana had, isn't it?
Yeah.
Carlsberry's going to get jumped.
Yeah, he's going to get jumped twice.
He had a fistful.
Jagos gets the final point.
Yeah, Javi unfortunately retired on the last lap, didn't quite make it. So that just leaves Big Slater to come round the final corner and complete the Tier 1 race with no fuel. Lovely stuff.
Yeah, pretty good race. I think it's pretty obvious that Nolan had the pace, race pace especially. Not quite the quality pace in the wet, but got a poor start, stayed out of trouble, and then really quick on the hards. Drove away from everybody. Classic Nolan performance.
Yep. A strategic masterclass it was from Nolan.
We don't have any 2-spell driver of the day awards.
Oh, have we not?
Because everybody's got at least 2 penalties.
Oh, I would like to see. 27 seconds to Zach. Well done. You are the victor of today of the penalty challenge. Congratulations.
27. That's coming close to my record. That's not quite there. He's got another 10 seconds to go. But
he needs a couple 10 seconds for corner cutting, then he'll be.
He needs a 10-second, and then also just like 10-second for ignoring blue flags.
Yep. So that concludes the Tier 1 Mexican Grand Prix. I'm not gonna lie, I'm really debating whether to do any interviews or not, because I've had food sat next to me for the last hour.
Yeah, I say we skip it. I'm not.
So,
so.
I'm gonna wrap
it up.
Yeah, I'm gonna wrap up the stream here. Thanks, Perry, for helping us out and doing this.
Thanks for going to hosting via the YouTube. Hopefully, we've got some more subscribers on your YouTube, so there's some personal gain out of it.
Some personal gain out there. So that wraps us up here. You're going to hear the annoying blue screen. All that's got left to do is there is the America's tier tomorrow night. That is at 2 AM UK time, which is 9 PM Eastern. I don't know what that is for the Americans. I think it's 9 PM Eastern time, and that will be with Cookie and another person, and then next week we'll be moving on to Spain, so we'll be back at the European circuits. So all I've got to say is thank you everyone for tuning in, and goodbye.